Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Simon and Josh. We're here to just talk shit today. We got a bunch of questions that we're going to be asking of each other, and we're going to let's see what our opinions are. You guys get to see what our opinions are. How are you going today, Simon? You well?
I'm good. It's different. It's an evening episode
Yeah,
for me.
we've kind of switched it up. So I've got my morning coffee, and you've got your what's that, a Heineken or something?
It's a Heineken,
Yeah, there you go.
Dutch
And
beer. Yeah.
and how's this? Like, I'm all over it, and I'm from Australia, mate.
What do you mean?
Well, different countries, different beers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I
What
think.
what what do you drink in Australia?
Oh, actually, I have to go gluten free now, so I don't drink much beer at all. But when I was a bit
Hmm.
younger, especially a few years ago, I tend to drink a lot of IPAs and American
Yeah,
style, those kinds of beers and stuff mostly. But so anything that's sort of hazy, experimental, small batch,
yeah, yeah.
overpriced, that sort of stuff.
I love that stuff. But what is like the big like what was the Heineken like the typical lager?
Oh, for Australia.
Yeah.
Mate, when I grew up, everyone drank Tooheys or Tooheys New or VB, and both of them I think are not even
Yeah.
middling. I don't like
This.
either of them very much. So, um,
I don't know those beers at all.
and
I
that's the
guess
thing,
it's not a
like
big export.
no, and that's the thing. Like everybody drink. I think it's in the UK. The Australian beer is Foster's, and we don't ever
Hmm.
have it here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Doesn't exist.
yeah.
It's just an export beer. So anyway, we should change this to time zones and time
Beers.
drinking, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry everyone. If you've tuned in for music related questions, I guess we should probably jump into those things as opposed to our drinking preferences. So Simon, my first question for you today is what a band or artist everyone seems to love, but you just can't get into?
Yeah. I got a couple.
Mm.
I think the first one on my mind would be we spoke about this earlier about uh, giant, gentle giants,
Oh yeah, yeah,
uh, and Haken.
yep.
Um, and but it seems like those are related, so so maybe that's why.
Mm.
But yeah, both of them basically. I mean, Haken, it sounds a lot like Dream Theater. I love Dream Theater, but on the other hand, there's a lot of bands that sounds like Dream Theater that I don't really enjoy.
Mm.
Um, and Gentle Giant, I can tell you. I mean, it should be. It's complicated. It's weird. It's like golden era 70s prog. I still don't. I don't know. It just doesn't, you know, really speak to me. I don't
Just
know.
hasn't gelled yet. I'd actually because I like Haken, but they are a little
Mhm.
bit on and off, and I'm exploring their discography a fair bit at the moment for a future episode
Yeah.
because I really like the stuff that's good. And they were inspired by, of course, Gentle Giant. So I went looking for them and started looking at a few albums that they did. I think I did three of them, and I struggled as well. But I just thought to myself, maybe I need to evolve
Of,
as an
of
ear or something.
of Gentle Giant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so
Which albums did you do? Do you know?
the one with an octopus on the front.
Yeah, Octopus, I believe it's called.
Oh, is it really? Oh, wow. Well, that's obviously how hard it hit me in the feels. Um, but yeah, so there was two other ones as well. I can't remember. I'd have to go looking it up, and I haven't set my sort of music database up yet. But but anyway, regardless, I gave them a go. I will. My plan is to put them on the back burner and come back to them anyway once I've finished sort of Hagen's discography, worked out exactly where I stand with them. My plan is
Yep.
to check that out too. So. If I was to pick another one, I'd probably pick, like we've discussed Opeth before for me. Opeth is a
Yeah.
band that I should love. Like, this is a band that I think pretty much is the sort of centerpiece of the sort of musical vibes that I love. But just with the heavy vocals, I've struggled. So, of course, I'm trying to master the heavy vocals. But
But you also have four albums that doesn't have.
Yeah,
heavy
that's
vocals.
that's right. And so I
So
did.
it can't be the only thing, right?
No, and that's the thing is like I actually didn't mind. What one was it that I started doing this year?
Watershed? No.
No, Pale Communion.
Telecommunication. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I did Pale Communion like quite a few times, and I thought it was quite good, like more than good for sure. But I didn't get into it to the level where I'm just like, let's go. And I think that's the thing as it should be. But
Yeah.
so I sort of started with that proggier kind of side, but I'm going to keep working on it and see what goes on. The
And once
other,
again, that's of course the thing. Like with both Haken and Gentle Giant, it's not like I dislike that I have to turn it off if it's on.
mm,
It's but I want more of more connection to the stuff that I listen to than that. Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting because like, and the question was, what artist does everyone seem to love that we can't quite get into, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of it. The other one for me, like who would be the biggest Tool is the other one.
Tool
Tool.
was also a big thing for me. Yeah. I got three bands. It's Tool, it's Rush, and it's Yes. Those three bands took me like 20 years to get into. And now I love all three of them. So because of that, I'm still not giving up on, let's say Gentle Giant.
Yeah.
but I'm not going to force feed
Yeah,
it.
I like Lateralis, like the album, and there's also like a picking of songs, like from most of the stuff that they've done that I kind of go, oh yeah. But the thing is
Yeah.
that this is again one of those things that I just go, like surely I should be appreciating these guys on a level that is like these are gods or something, but just haven't quite got to the.
To be honest, I know these are like the most controversial, like this is a hot take. The first and the last Tool album, I think those are the best, and those are the two ones that people seems to
Diss the
dislike.
most.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's funny how everyone's like tastes are different and how that can happen too. I think, but they're probably the main ones that everyone just goes, "Oh right, I know what you listen to," and then they bring up those two bands, and I just go,
Yeah.
"Ah,
Almost close, but no cigar.
yeah," and it should be. And that's the thing is, it really should be too. All right. So if we were to then jump into this is a good question. Is it better for a band to evolve or stay true to the original sound?
I would 10 out of 10 times say evolve, even if it evolves in a direction that I'm not satisfied with.
See, this is the thing, isn't it? So,
Even if I'm thinking of Soen,
oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many bands out there that do this, and I'm a big fan in just allowing the artist to explore what they want to explore and play what they want to play. And if you're not on board, then go back to the old stuff and enjoy that. But
it's still there.
but in saying that too, it is hard because there's so many people's like hopes and dreams just end up disappointed, don't they? And so it's like they're waiting for the release, and then boom, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, a bit flat. But in saying that, like so many bands that, who's a good example? Look at the evolution of a band like Catatonia. We spoke about those guys recently too, just to stay slightly on
Great
theme.
example. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and this is a band that were pretty heavy, a bit more aggressive early on, and they sort of found their melancholy sort of niche, and then they've kind of stuck in that sort of realm. And although they touch on prog and they touch on, that sort of more doomy feel, they
yeah.
still stay really true to their sound of late, and that's kind of obviously the trajectory that they love. And we have a band that's split up because of it. So the founding member is sort of gone, no, I want to do more of what we used to do, and it's Jonas that says, no, I want to do the I want to keep going where we're going, and
See, that's where I'm thinking of. Like, I'm no authority on catatonia, so I'm not. I don't dare to speak too much on that. But that said, if we compare it to a little bit of a similar band, Evergrey, then I a little bit feel like, damn, they also been going on since the 90s, and released I don't know how many albums, and it's more or less they have not. I mean, of course, there's a little evolvement. There
Mm,
is
mm.
some changes to how it sounds today compared to 20 years ago.
Yeah, but the general
But
soundscape's very similar.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then I'm also thinking maybe also because they're both this melancholic thing, right?
Mm.
They're both depressive as fuck. You know, they're always heartbroken, and everything sucks. And I mean, even though I can love that, I still feel like, okay, damn, it's 30 years later, and you have not evolved. Like you're you're still this depressed. Come on, it's like should you? Can you at least be depressed in another way? You know, at least that's a little bit of what I'm thinking with Evergrey sometimes.
Mm, mm.
Um,
If we end up in like the Riverside space, right? They're a really good example of a band that releases three albums that are similar soundscape, and then
yeah,
they
yeah,
go boom, and then they go
yeah.
boom, and then they go boom. And if you look at their
Look,
most
we just talked about
contemporary,
Opeth.
yeah,
Opeth is like the band that I would say uh, very stylistically different.
mm,
And I think that that is also uh, the heart of. I mean, that's being progressive, right? To
yeah,
actually change the sound
mm.
and not just be stuck in a loop. I don't think it's doing what AC/DC does is not very progressive. So yeah,
Can you
I
imagine touring for like 30 years, 40 years, however long that is, playing fucking Thunderstruck over and over and over again?
can you imagine being the drummer? Just
Oh my God. I just think it must be terrible for these artists that put so many hours into creating these songs to have one go viral and just know that they're doing, I don't know, Gangnam Style for the next, 40 years. It's
yeah,
hilarious.
sure, but then you have, I mean, with AC/DC, it's I don't know how many albums, how many
Mm.
songs with exactly the same groove. It's yeah. I don't know, man. I get really I get bored really fast with something like AC/DC.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I'm a little bit the same too. So I don't know. So I think to answer the question, I'm definitely all about sort of progressive, just growth in life, right? So I'm really happy to hear how an artist grows, and I'm very happy to hear that. But ultimately, I am looking for something that I like as well. And so if they progress into an area that I don't like, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is terrible, woe is the world. I'll just be like, yeah, we'll have at it, but it's in an area that I'm not that keen on anymore, and that's fine. And I
I
think,
mean, there's plenty of artists to discover, and I mean, usually that's the same thing, right? With let's say Dream Theater, they have not really since let's say 2003 or maybe like 2005, six, somewhere
mm,
around there. They decided to go like, okay, we're gonna go metal. We're gonna do this progressive Metallica, basically, more or less. And before that, it was more progressive, like a little bit Rush, maybe like neo prog at some points. But like from there on, somewhere they really got stuck on this metal train. And I think that in 2003 they released Train of Thought, which is like this killer heavy progressive metal album. And in that genre that they then decided to stuck with, I don't think that they made anything that surpassed that.
mm,
Whereas if they maybe would have changed it up, maybe they would, like I like to me, Train of Thought, which is like the heavy album that put the blueprint out for their later albums. That is still the best one. But I have two different favorite albums of Dream Theater, which are not as heavy. Um, so I mean, that's the thing, right? It might be close, but it will never surpass the original. The golden era that you were in creatively then.
yeah, there's
I
something to
think
be
that,
said for nostalgia as well, though. And so I think,
yeah,
there is something to be said for it. And I think if a band, like in an ideal world, this is the way I'd do it. Like if I was a music dude, I would of course be on that sort of journey of like exploring different things and changing things up and of trying to just based on my musical preferences or whatever I wanted to play at a given time. But I think I'd also consider the fans in the background and go, you know what? I'm just going to release an album of stuff that's similar to stuff I did before, just for their sake, like, because they're the ones that helped me find success. They're the ones that have been, with me from the day one, and just have a little bit of loyalty back to them. And even if it's not a full album, even just release a track that just goes, bam, there you go. There's your melancholy metal or whatever it is that you fell in love with originally, and then here's where I'm going now because I'm happily married and moving on with my life or whatever it is. So I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably the way that I'd approach it if I was a musician.
You know, a completely different example of that. Andre 2000, Andre 3000. What is his name from Outcast? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so he was like, man, I'm 50. I can't rap about, like what am I supposed to rap about? Like uh, sending my daughters to college or whatever. Like he is. So he he released a flute album,
There
which
you go.
is like people are expecting a
I had no idea.
rap album. He just did flute rock. He did not sing a single line on that thing.
That's funny. That's funny.